One last news item here. Otto Porter Jr. retiring after 11 NBA seasons with 6 different teams. Just a weird career, honestly, for someone who was a top 3 pick, who I remember back when I was in college picking his Georgetown Hoyas to win the title that year, and they lost in the first round. And then he ends up getting a $100 million contract and the injury stuff, but won a title with the Warriors, man. I remember being in TD Garden for game 3, that really decisive series of switching game. And it was game 4. Game 4 is when they came back from 2-2, and the switch definitely flipped. And he was just like everything that you would have thought Otto Porter at that point of his career would have been. And he got another contract out of it in Toronto before he got traded back to Utah, where the road has ended. So just shout out Otto Porter Jr. I mean, 11 years is nothing to sniff at. The title, congrats to a Hoya legend, even though he wasn't able to make right on a lot of brackets that were busted.
Yeah, I mean, my memory that I'll always associate with him, it'll shock you to learn that when there was reporting about him signing an offer sheet, I want to say with the Kings, that when he got that big 9-figure deal, I wound up writing. I wrote way too much about it. Shocking. I wrote way too many words about it. But where it was that argument of like, this is the kind of player who will matter for where the league is going, where you can have that, 6'8", 6'9", switchable wing who can defend, who can hit spot up threes, who can rebound, scale up to play power forward. Like, this is like, if I remember right, the thrust of the argument was like, the kind of guy Otto Porter has shown he can be in spurts is the kind of guy who can matter on a big stage. And then obviously a lot of injuries and issues in Washington led to that not really being the case. He goes to Chicago. Everyone who has gone to Chicago for the past, handful of years has kind of just wound up in some kind of Bermuda Triangle vortex there. But winds his way to Golden State. And yeah, like another veteran rehabbed in that system who just knew how to play and could do the job specifically that they needed. It's hard to find guys that fit what the Warriors do. He was one of them. And more than a decade in the NBA. It's like double the average career length, I think. So, you a race well run and, plenty of money in the bank and a ring in the trophy case. Can't beat it.
2013 draft class guy. My first draft I ever covered as a wee intern at Slam magazine. One of the first guys who was locked in his spot. Like, he was going 3 to the Wizards. I remember that to this day. And it was one of those early pearls of wisdom to learn how to figure out the job and report on the league. Because when you have that one building block in a draft full of mystery, it starts to lower the chances that you can get other things wrong. So shout out Otto Porter.